I've blown over 2,000 evaluations and I genuinely do not care. And I think most traders fail their evaluations because they care way too much. Everyone is focused on trying to protect their account, on risk managing, on consistency. But what if I told you that's the opposite of what you want to be doing on evals specifically? The goal of the eval is not to survive. The goal of the eval is to pass so you can get to the funded account. So in this video, I'm going to explain how almost every piece of advice you hear on prop firm evaluations is completely backwards. I've been trading for almost 7 years. I've been trading prop firms for almost 3 years, and I've gotten over $1.2 million of payouts from prop firms alone. You can see some of them right here. This is from Take Profit Trader. These are from Apex, and these are from Alpha, I believe. And I've traded at over a dozen different prop firms. And in my years trading prop firms, I found that one of the biggest mistakes I used to make is treating evaluations like they were funded accounts. This right here is a cycle that most traders are stuck in. They spend at least 3, but most of the time 5, 10, or even 15 days trading an evaluation just to blow it anyway. They spend hundreds or thousands on evals and reset fees, and at the end of it, they still don't have payouts. I used to be stuck in this cycle too. You can see these emails. I've blown hundreds of evaluations, and this is just top step in what I could find in 30 seconds of searching. So how do you escape this cycle and actually get to the funded where you're going to make money? The first thing we need to do is establish that the evaluation and funded account are completely different. The evaluation costs money. You do not get payouts, and it is temporary. These are all bad things. None of these are good. Meanwhile, the funded account is what pays you, is what is scalable, and what actually makes you money and is the actual business. So what does this mean for us trading wise? It means we want to be spending as little time as possible on the eval and as much time as possible on the funded. Most people are taking way too long on the evaluation. The only purpose of the evaluation is to get you to funded. There is actually no benefit of taking your time on the eval, of being consistent, of putting together winning days, because at the end of it, you don't actually get anything. You just get to the funded account, which is the actual business. Most traders fail because they're trying to preserve the account instead of passing it. Now, preserving the account in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing, but when it becomes your focus, it takes too long to pass the eval and you do not trade aggressive enough to actually get to funded. By taking 5+ days on the eval, you're only giving yourself more chances to blow the account. Think of it like this. Who is more likely to go on tilt, revenge trade, and overtrade? The person who takes 2 high conviction, large size plays, or the person who spends 2 to 3 weeks taking 10+ trades a day? Chances are, over the course of that much time, you'll have at least one day where you go on tilt or overtrade or revenge trade, and that's where you blow the account. Now, all that time that you invested preserving the account is completely wasted. You're much better off blowing a couple of evals and taking high position sizes, because spending a couple $100 extra is very much preferable to spending 3 weeks on an eval. Now, here's the typical advice you get from trading influencers. They say to trade small, take your time, protect the account, and to prioritize consistency. The problem with all of this is that even though you might actually preserve the eval, you're not going to make any money. Trading small means you're going to take more time on the eval. Taking your time means you're going to take more time on the eval. Protecting the account does mean you preserve the account, and consistency also means you're going to take more time on the eval. So here's what I do instead. I'm taking A+ setups only on these accounts, but at the same time, I'm going with large size. What this does is that it limits my ability to overtrade, revenge trade, and tilt. This allows me to know my result quickly, so I know if I either pass the day or if I need to buy new accounts. I prioritize passing quickly so that I can get to the funded, and arguably the most important part here is accepting failures. When you are sizing large, you're inevitably going to have failures. You're going to blow more accounts than you would if you protect the account and prioritize consistency, but we're not necessarily just trying to protect the account here. We're trying to get to funded. What we want is as many chances on a funded account as possible. So if you're spending 3 weeks to pass 1 eval, and I'm spending 1 week to pass 3 evals, even though my cost might be slightly higher than yours, I'm trading 3 times as many funded accounts as you are. By giving ourselves as many funded accounts as possible, we're giving ourselves the best shot at big payouts. Now, once you've actually passed the eval, we want to switch modes on the funded account. This is arguably the most important part because people hear what I say about large size and aggressive trading, and they think they're going to trade that way in the funded account. But that could not be further from the truth. On the eval, we're focused on passing it, we're aggressive, and we're selective with our plays and very high speed. The only thing we're taking from this is the selectiveness and taking it over to the funded. On the funded account, we actually do want to preserve the account, we do want to be consistent, and we want to get after the payout. The reason for this is of course because the funded account is where we make our money. Keeping this account as long as possible is actually beneficial to us. So instead of cycling through these and rinsing through them like we do with evals, we want to take our time, build them up slowly, accept losing days, and ultimately build towards as many payouts as possible. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it is to stop trading evals like they are funded accounts. The eval is ultimately a gate to the funded account. Your job is not to preserve it, your job is to get through it. Once you get past this, then your job is to risk manage. But until then, you want to blast evals until you get to this part. If you enjoyed this, subscribe. I'm going to break down every piece of my prop firm system, how I've withdrawn over $1.2 million. I've explained the evals. Next, I'm going to explain the funded and how to actually scale up. And comment how many evaluations you've blown because I guarantee it's fewer than I have.